Let's move on to Keir Starmer's conference speech. I thought he was quite good today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never going to set the world alight as an orator. He's not Winston Churchill. He's not even Neil Kinnock or Tony Blair. But he's got something about him which I think Middle England, which is crucial for him, will find quite relatable. His backstory, his family life, his coming from nothing to be Director of Public Prosecutions, leader of the Labour Party. It's a good story, and he told it well today.
He did, but you know what? I wasn't interested in all of that. What I was interested in was actually his response to the protest, and it was fantastic. And you and I discuss all the time about resilience and what it means to be resilient, but actually we had a fantastic
Well, let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at what
that.
happened when he came out.
True democracy is citizen-led.
Now, you see, if you watch that, in America, that protester would now be dead, shot by security, but he wouldn't have got anywhere near a leader of a party like that. I couldn't believe it. I mean, 2 Labour politicians, actually one Labour, one Tory, wasn't it, had been killed in the last 10 years, right, by lunatics. And we have a lunatic attacking the leader of the opposition in that way.
See his fear from
I know.
him, can't you?
Yeah, for that split second.
For that split second.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You don't know, there's something flurrying around you.
Yeah.
There's someone putting their arms on you, and there doesn't seem to be anyone near.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, luckily, it was fine.
I mean, I've been at both conferences, the Tory one and I was at the Labour one, not when that happened. But it has to be said, Labour like to be more relaxed. I mean, for example, we had to go through arches to get into the Tory one. We didn't have to go through mag arches there. But in some ways, I think that's a good thing. And what was really remarkable, frankly, was that back in the day at Labour conferences, and you'll remember that, if someone did something like that, it was more like to be an official delegate, not some hanger-on on the fringe.
I also thought, I mean, Adam, you're the best person to talk about this, but I think you've followed these political figures for a long time. I actually feel right now, as a person living in this country, we've at least got 2 grown-ups in charge of the parties who've actually restored a little bit of integrity and basic decency and standards to their positions, right? Of Prime Minister. And I don't want to over-egg the souffle, but I just think after the chaos of Boris Johnson, the shambles of Liz Truss, right, the madness of Jeremy Corbyn, at least I feel now the next election will be between 2 actually fairly decent guys and the debate may be about policy rather than how nuts they are.
I think there's an element of truth in that, and I think that is Rishi Sunak's intention. But I have to tell you that you look at Starmer's speech today, you look at the Labour conference, you look at the people knocking down the doors, the businessmen, everyone there, that looked like a Prime Minister in waiting. Yes. And I'm afraid to say, for all Rishi Sunak's best efforts, it was a circus. That's the word they used about it. With Liz Truss going off somewhere, Suella Braverman going off somewhere, Jacob Rees-Mogg going off other Tories, and with the best will in the world, Rishi Sunak does not look like a Prime Minister who's in control of his party.
I mean, interestingly, Emily, his poll numbers aren't bad. It's the parties which are cratering and continue to crater. I mean, what do you make of Keir? Do you buy into Keir Starmer? Could you vote for Keir Starmer?
No.
Why?
I am a fan of Rishi Sunak.
You're with the demonstrator.
I'm with the demonstrator. Interesting, the demonstrator was asking for proportional voting.
Yes.
And there was a referendum on that in 2011. 2/3 of the country, just a little fact for the viewers, 2/3 of the country voted against PV.
Do you think they understood?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think we should say that. There was a big campaign at the time.
We wanted a bit more than that. He wanted to abolish the House of Lords and turn it into a grey.
Well, why don't
is that the protester today wanted to be?
Why don't you like Starmer?
Starmer, I think that they are borrowing the clothes of the Tories to get in. And so I think there's a lack of authenticity and truth going on in the Labour Party at the moment. I think he's done a great job. I think he's a really nice man like you. I think he's got a great backstory. I think he's got great values. I just don't believe they are being authentic. I think they are literally telling a bunch of lies to get us to vote for them.
And also,
Rachel Reeves has already admitted they are going to boost borrowing. They are going to borrow.
No,
they're saying they're not.
They explained that what they're going to do borrowing for. Borrowing is for long-term projects, which I've heard that from governments of all.
I actually thought the thing that they exuded competence.
Yes.
And that is a very good thing if you want to run the country. The public look at it and think they look well organised.
Yeah.
All their top brass speakers are good talkers. They look smart. They look like they're well organised, right? They've done the basics very well.
I get it. The Tories look a mess. I'm sorry, they do.
They do.
And there's so many of them
Well, they are a
there,
mess.
all saying, "Oh, I need to protect my legacy," shouting at each other, and Liz Truss banging on.
Yeah.
Everyone unhappy about HS2,
Disco
even though we all know
I would
it's
have,
not
if I'd been Rishi Sunak, I'd have done to Liz Truss what those female security guards did to that protester. Just dragged her out by her feet.
Well, or had done what Keir Starmer actually did to Jeremy Corbyn.
Yes.
Boot her out of the party.
Put her out the party. Let's talk. This is on a much more serious note. Holly Willoughby has quit this morning, today, and she's let ITV know. And this follows this awful story last week. Obviously, she had the whole scandal with Philip Schofield, but she kind of moved on, was back doing the show. Everything seemed fine. And then last week it emerged that somebody had been charged with soliciting to commit murder and incitement to commit kidnap in connection with Holly. Police obviously taking it very seriously. I mean, Adam, everyone in the public eye lives in horror at the thought of this kind of thing. Very few of us ever have to actually experience it. It's clearly shaken her so badly, she's walked away from one of the top jobs in television.
Yeah, although, as we know, morning presenters come and go, don't they, Piers?
They do. They do.
But
in my case, more voluntarily, I think. I mean, I think she's been...
No, but to be serious, everyone will obviously have sympathy with her, but there is always a problem of ultra celebrities being targeted. I mean, look at John Lennon and Dill Dando and other things. And, one can well understand why she's wanted to step back.
Well, especially with the Jill Dando documentary on Netflix right now, Emily. I mean, it's I really feel for her. I've known Holly a long time.
When you go into the details of what's happened, someone's been hired.
Well, we've got to be careful. Obviously, he's been charged. So these are all allegations.
Allegations. There's been a charge.
But terrifying.
I mean, terrifying.
Yeah.
I think if you're a mother and a wife and you actually just want to survive, you read that. And the police are telling you that and showing you proof, and someone is charged. This is not just like a little bit of a story.
And Paula, she said...
This is very, very life-threatening.
She said, I have to make this decision for me and my family. I will miss you all so much. I mean, it's a very gracious statement, but that last line said it all to me. That this is because she's got young kids, and she's thinking, my God, this is not worth it, right? This is not worth it. I've got one of the best jobs on telly. So what?
Yeah.
There's some lunatic out there, right?
The awful thing is that's not going to make her safe.
No.
Unfortunately, she is a star.
Yes.
It doesn't make her
and she
safe.
is in the public eye, and she is on social media. And although I don't think, to be fair to her, I don't think she actively promotes her children's faces across social media, but people know she's got children. And can I just say, because we don't get to say it very often, but congratulations to the police. Because this is an example of what happens when the police get it right.
Yeah.
Because there is an international aspect to this. I think we can safely say that.
Tonight, actually.
And so I really do want to get that out there.
Well, look, the police have done their job. They have investigated these threats. They've obviously gathered evidence. A person has been charged. They remain allegations. And we'll see how that plays out. But clearly, it's been enough already for Holly to give up this job, and I wish her all the very best. She's a great girl, Holly. I've known her a long time. A lot of fun with her over the years. She's honestly, what you see is what you get. She's just a good laugh. A very talented broadcaster.
I'm sure she'll bounce back.
Well, I hope she does. But this kind of thing can freak people out. I completely understand it. I really do. And she's got a lovely family, and she's obviously just thought, I'm done.
And Piers, you know better than anyone, death threats are a nature of this job now.
Yeah, Adam, myself, and I tell you what, nothing happened when I reported them. No. And that still staggers me, to get specific death threats made on my son's Instagram and reported to the police, and they weren't able to actually file charges. Quite breathtaking to me. But that's where we are. Thank you, Pat, very much indeed. I appreciate it.